So you'd like to hear about how I got into this mess? How a regular guy ended up half a world away, unconscious in the backseat of a car belonging to a guy he thought he could trust but turned out to be his worst enemy? But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I should start from the very beginning. It's the best place, after all. My name is Ben Jordan. I was just your average college graduate, 22 years old, with no direction in life and a degree that got me nowhere except a sales job with a local bullseye. As a kid, I was in love with monster movies and anything to do with the paranormal. My family thought it was just a waste of time, except for my grandfather. Grandpa Arthur used to tell me ghost stories and legends he had heard while traveling through Europe in the 1920s. This really fueled my interest in the paranormal. By the time I finished high school, I was obsessed. I wanted to travel and see if the legends were true, but I had to put my dreams aside and go to college to appease my parents. I ended up studying international relations, which bored me to tears, so I passed the time by reading my books on the paranormal, listening to Pink Floyd, and dreaming of my ideal career. One day I was browsing the web and found a book called The Paranormal Investigator's Handbook by Professor Quincy Sanborn. I ordered it immediately and read it cover to cover the day it arrived. It was then that I decided I was going to become a paranormal investigator. So after graduating, I asked my parents to loan me some money, advertised my services on the internet, and sat back waiting for the cases to come rolling in. Of course, at the time, I had no way of knowing that the path I'd chosen was going to change my life, in more ways than one. My first case started off with me receiving a phone call, but not one I was very happy about.
No, Mom, I told you. I've decided to become a freelance paranormal investigator. I know you think it sounds crazy, but just trust me on this one. I think I've seen enough episodes of The X-Files to know that there's something out there. Look, I have to go. I'll call you back in a few days. I don't understand. It's been 3 weeks since I posted about my services on those forums. You'd think someone would have called by now. Hello? Yes, this is Ben Jordan. Sir, please calm down. I can't understand what you're saying. A skunk ape murdering people in the Florida Everglades? Okay, I'll go there as soon as I can. What did you say your name was? Ranger Morales. Okay, I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Well, that sure was weird. But I've got a case. Time to buy a ticket to Florida. Hello, I'm Ben Jordan. Are you Ranger Morales?
I'm afraid not, young man. I'm glad you've arrived, though.
What's the matter? Did something happen to him?
Come with me, and I'll show you. Well, here he is. We found him here about an hour ago.
My God, what did this to him?
It seems that this was the work of a creature that up until now was just a legend. A monster known as the skunk ape.
I guess I'd better start my investigation then.
You're a paranormal investigator, not a murderer. You aren't feeling particularly suicidal at the moment. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. The mutilated body of the ranger is stretched out on the dirt. Whatever he had to say, he won't be saying it now. Asking him questions at this point would prove fruitless. Feeling slightly nauseated, you examine the body more closely. You'd really rather not handle another man's organs. You search through the ranger's pockets, but find nothing of interest. Keep your fingers out of the ranger's face. Just because he's dead, that's no excuse for you to be rude to him. The blood feels wet. The body is still warm. You pick it up and place it in your purse. Did I say purse? I meant pocket. The ranger's mutilated and blood-soaked body is stretched out here, the latest victim of the skunk ape. The ranger's midsection has been torn open by whatever attacked him. Several of his internal organs are visible. However, you notice that his liver seems to be missing. You can talk at the ranger all you like, he isn't going to respond. There is nothing to be learned from asking the ranger questions. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. The old ranger looks slightly nervous. You can't really blame him. You'd rather keep your hands to yourself.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine, just a little jumpy is all.
Excuse me.
Yes?
What can you tell me about the murders?
Oh my, they're horrible. Ranger Morales is the 5th person we've found in the past 2 weeks. Before that, we lost another ranger, a young woman named Rita Myers. There was also a vacationing couple who were camping out in the woods, and the first person we found was a teenage boy who had gone out hiking. All the bodies have had one thing in common. They're all missing their livers.
Missing the livers?
Yes, our best guess is that the skunk ape eats the livers.
Yikes.
When the whole problem started, we found a few deer here and there with their livers torn out, but then we started finding people, and the MO just carried over.
Tell me about Ranger Morales.
I didn't know him very well, but he seemed like a nice guy.
Do you know of any reason why he might have been attacked?
Not really, no. So far the murders have all seemed to be random. However, he's the first body that's been found so close to the main tourist area. The others have been further out in the woods. If this keeps up, we may have to close the park until something can be done.
What do you know about the skunk ape?
I don't know any specific facts. The skunk ape was always more of an urban legend. But I have heard a few things. What exactly would you like to know?
What is a skunk ape exactly?
It's similar to a Yeti or a Sasquatch, but we call it a skunk ape because its trademark is a horrible smell. Some have described it as being a mix of rotten eggs, moldy cheese, and dung.
That sounds unpleasant.
It is, but the good thing is that that characteristic will make it somewhat easier to track down.
I guess. Has anyone actually seen the skunk ape?
The only ones who have are dead.
So there aren't any survivors or anything I could talk to?
I'm afraid not.
So if you haven't seen it, do you know what it looks like?
Not for certain, but the rumors of its appearance are all the same. It's supposed to be 7 feet tall, weigh about 300 pounds, and have a nasty temper.
Glad I asked. Are there any other animals in the park that might be capable of attacking people like this?
Not really. The Florida panther might be capable of it, but there's so few of them left it seems unlikely that they would be to blame. Besides, they usually keep to themselves.
Have you found any evidence as to what might be responsible?
The only thing we've found so far is a large footprint near one of the murder scenes.
I see. That's all for now.
Okay.
This is a nice park you've got here.
Thanks. We rangers pride ourselves on keeping this state preserve as pristine and beautiful as we can. It's really a shame that our nation's wetlands are constantly disappearing.
Yes, I agree. Can you tell me how to get around the area?
Of course. This area isn't really that big. Over there you can see the roof of the visitors center. Near that is a ranger station, and of course there's the forest too. Here, take this brochure. It's got a map so you can find your way.
Thanks. Tell me about yourself.
Me? My name is Ernie. I've been a ranger here at Everglades National Park for over 30 years. I love nature. I guess it runs in my family since my brother moved out west to become a medicine man. Aside from that, I really don't know what else to tell you.
So, now that I know more or less what I'm dealing with, what do you suggest I do?
Well, that's a good question. Obviously, we need to find out why the skunk ape has decided to start killing people, and stop it from doing so again. As a park ranger, I'm morally opposed to killing it, but as it has already taken more than one human life, that may unfortunately be the only solution. I think your best bet is to go out into the forest and see if you can find out if the skunk ape has a lair, or someplace it stays regularly. Of course, you shouldn't go alone, but most of the other rangers have been too scared to go out into the woods since the killing started. I'd go with you myself, but I don't think I'm up for much excitement anymore.
You said most of the rangers were too scared to go into the woods. Are there any who aren't?
Well, there is one guy, Ranger Rick, but I don't know if he'll want to go.
Tell me about Ranger Rick.
He hasn't been working here very long, but he's one of our best rangers. The thing about him is, he's extremely superstitious when it comes to nature. He might go into the woods with you, but he might have some weird reason for not wanting to.
Well, right now he's my best option. Do you know where I can find him?
He should be at the ranger station.
Thanks for all your help.
No problem. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Take a look at this. I found it in the dead ranger's hand.
Interesting. That hair doesn't look like it belongs to any animal I've seen in the park. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. You don't want to give that away. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't... You don't want to give that away. You're a paranormal investigator, not a murderer. The two items don't go together. You were given this brochure of the Florida Everglades, which conveniently includes a map of the area. You open up the brochure and look at the map. You're a paranormal investigator, not a murderer. You picked this rifle up on your way to Florida. You hope you make some good money off this case because buying it created a large void in your bank account. Don't play around with the rifle. You might accidentally shoot yourself. It's you, Ben Jordan, on your first case. Exciting, isn't it?
You were taught that if you couldn't say anything nice, you shouldn't say anything at all. And now is one of those times. You'd rather keep your hands to yourself.
That's a nice sign you got there.
Thanks. I painted it myself using my own blood.
I see. Hello.
Hey there, young man.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Lloyd Daniels. I've been living in Florida for the past 20 years. I'm an active member in the community and a staunch environmentalist. Among the things I do are set up fundraisers, beach cleanups, and protests.
What exactly do you protest?
An impossible threat to the environment. You have no idea how angry it makes me to see environmental injustices committed. If I see someone so much as look at a tree the wrong way, I'll go off like a rocket.
You seem very dedicated to your cause.
And how?
Have you ever heard of the skunk ape?
Oh, you mean that fabricated story to keep us out of the woods so the developers can bulldoze their way in here and build condos behind our backs?
So you don't believe it exists?
Of course not. Even if there was such a creature, it wouldn't be in the wild for long. Poachers would probably hunt it down for its fur, jewelry would be made from its teeth, purses from its hide.
I think I get your point. Did you know that the skunk ape has been murdering people lately?
Well, it's about time.
Excuse me?
Man has been murdering nature for centuries. It's not surprising that nature has decided to fight back.
Are you saying it's justifiable homicide?
Now don't go putting words in my mouth, boy. All I'm saying is, maybe this is the wake-up call people need, regardless of whether or not some made-up creature is doing it.
Nice park, huh?
Nice? Nice? I don't see what's so nice about a bunch of rangers sitting around at their station eating sandwiches all day, while out here the wetlands continue to disappear by the minute.
I don't know, it seems like the rangers are doing a decent job.
Ah, shows what you know.
See you around.
Hug a tree for me.
You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. It's a tuft of Sasquatch hair and mange. The hair feels hard and bristly. You're a paranormal investigator, not a murderer. You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. The receptionist looks young, eager, and in desperate need of a haircut. You'd rather keep your hands to yourself.
Interesting setup you've gotten here.
Yeah, the tourists seem to like it.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. How can I help you?
Do you know anything about the skunk ape?
Can't say I do. I've never even heard of a skunk ape before.
Oh, well, never mind then. Have you heard about the recent murders?
I think I overheard one of the rangers talking about it. But nobody around here tells me anything, since I'm just a receptionist. I'm pretty clueless when it comes to park gossip.
That seems a little unfair.
Maybe. But if people are getting murdered, I'd rather not know about it.
What can you tell me about the visitor center?
Well, everything in here is pretty self-explanatory. I guess I can tell you more about that display case over there, and the animatronic Mikasuki in the next room.
What's in the display case?
If you read the plaque, you can see that it contains fossils found near this area. Mainly it's just some alligator and shark teeth, and a couple of imprinted rocks.
Can I take a closer look?
I'm afraid not. We've had problems with tourists stealing the relics. That glass case is there for a reason, you know?
What can you tell me about the animatronic Mikasuki?
It's a robot of an Indian. It's tacky, politically incorrect, and it gives you a blessing if you put in a coin.
I see. Anything else?
It's broken. Which is probably for the best if you ask me.
Tell me something about yourself.
What for?
I don't know, I was just being friendly.
If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not talk about myself.
Okay, fair enough. That's all the information I needed.
Enjoy your visit!
Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. The plaque won't budge.
Hey! Please don't touch the display case.
Oh, sorry.
The receptionist probably wouldn't appreciate you messing around with his mug. On the counter is a white mug. Written on it are the words, "My other cup is blue." The plaque reads, "The following items have been found in or around this area of the park." The display case contains several fossils as well as some teeth. It's no use talking to an animal. It's a drinking fountain.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the
That's...
Enjoy your visit!
You aren't feeling particularly thirsty at the moment. It's a drinking fountain. In a fit of kleptomania, you decide to take the whole roll of toilet paper. You never know when it might come in handy after all. There's no need to use the hand dryer, as your hands are not wet. With childish delight, you toss the entire roll of toilet paper into the toilet bowl. You don't need to wash your hands at the moment. You don't have time to play around with the mirror right now. A large mirror hangs on the wall above the sink. It's a sink, a standard item found in bathrooms. It's a toilet. They're usually found in bathrooms, are made from porcelain, and are used in activities that are best not described in detail. It's a hand dryer for drying your hands.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. How can I help you?
That's all the information I needed.
Enjoy your...
Interesting setup you've gotten here.
Yeah.
On the counter is a white... The receptionist probably wouldn't appreciate you messing around with his... You flush the toilet. Oh dear, it seems that your throwing the toilet paper into the toilet has caused it to become clogged.
Interesting setup you've gotten here.
Yeah, the tourists seem to like it.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. How can I help you?
That's all the information I needed.
Enjoy your visit.
You aren't feeling particularly thirsty at the moment. The receptionist probably wouldn't appreciate you messing around with his mug. Now is not the time for that. Now is not the time for that. It's the door to the men's room. It's no... Asking that particular item a question won't get you very far. You don't want to get... That doesn't seem to work. You're a paranoid... The plaque won't budge.
Hey, please don't touch the display case.
Oh, sorry.
Now is not the time for that. You've done enough damage as it is. No need to flush the toilet again. You can't use that on yourself. That doesn't seem to work. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. There's no need to use... You don't need to wash... You don't have time... You're not particularly in the mood to go climbing at the moment. A large and old-looking tree stands majestically beside the visitor center. Shooting that with the sign has the words "Save the Wetlands" written on it in a dark red substance. Somehow you get the feeling the man wouldn't appreciate you just taking his sign. You open up the brochure and look at the map. The door leads into the ranger station. The ranger station is a small shack-like structure. It seems the government doesn't send much of its funding this way. A small window is set into the side of the building. If you want to go inside the station, you can just use the door. The window doesn't open from outside. You don't think that poster would look particularly good in your room. No need to take it, you've already got one. Only you can prevent forest fires. It's a map of the Everglades. A comfortable-looking couch provides the rangers with a place to sit and take a break. A young ranger is sitting on the couch reading a book. This must be Ranger Rick. An old radio is blaring out some horrible blues tune. You were never really a fan of the harmonica. You haven't got time to sit down right now. You try to change the station, but see that the knob is missing. You're a paranormal investigator, not a murderer. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't be very productive. You'd rather keep your hands to yourself.
Nice weather we're having.
Is it? Haven't been outside much today, I'm afraid.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
Sure, what's up?
You're Ranger Rick, aren't you?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
My name's Ben Jordan. I was called out here by Ranger Morales.
Oh, you're the paranormal investigator guy, aren't you?
That's me. Ernie told me I should talk to you.
Okay, so talk to me.
What can you tell me about the skunk ape?
It's terrorizing the woods, that's what.
Anything else?
Not really. I don't think I could tell you more than Ernie probably already has.
Is there anything you can tell me about the recent murders?
Terrible, aren't they? It's bad enough to lose your co-workers, but when the public are victims too, it becomes a whole different story. Hopefully something can be done before anybody else dies so horribly. But then that's what you're here for, isn't it?
Ernie suggested I should find someone to go into the woods with and try to track down the skunk ape. He said you were the guy I should go to.
Well, Ben, I'd love to go with you, really I would. But with the sudden appearance of the skunk ape, things in the woods haven't exactly been in balance lately. I wouldn't feel right going out there without some protection.
I've got a rifle.
No, I didn't mean that kind of protection.
Well, I guess we could look for a pharmacy or something? But I should tell you, that's not my thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with...
Ben, I'm talking about a nature amulet.
Oh, a nature amulet, of course. What's a nature amulet?
It's an amulet that wards off evil spirits and attracts good-natured spirits.
So if I can get you one, will you come with me?
Sure.
Okay, so how do I do it?
It's complicated. Nature amulets just don't grow on trees, you know. The base is made from an ancient earth object, like a bone or a rock. You'll need some animal hair to make a string so the amulet can be worn. And the amulet needs to be blessed by a shaman. Got it?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. What's that you're reading?
It's part of a series about this kid who wants to be a professional fish tank cleaner.
That sounds fascinating.
This one I'm reading is part 5, where he goes to Bangladesh.
Is it any good?
Not really. It's surprising, since the author took so long to write it.
Well, I hear that tends to happen a lot. That's some nice music you're listening to.
It's the only radio station we get out here. But even this music is better than no music, in my opinion.
So what's it like to be a ranger?
I like it. It's a fun job. The pay could be a little better, but then the government doesn't send much money our way.
Okay, I'm going now.
Take it easy.
You open up the brochure and look at the map. An enormous tree has been uprooted and overturned. You wonder if this was caused naturally, or if it was the skunk ape's doing. A few blades of grass are growing out of the ground here. A large tree stands here, casting a shadow over the rest of the area. You notice a few holes in the tree's bark where there's some dried sap. The tree's bark feels slightly sticky from the dried sap that is collected on it. You have no use for grass. You see nothing of interest around the overturned tree. Shooting that with the rifle wouldn't... Shoot... You aren't You open up the brochure and look at the map. The door goes in.
Interesting setup you've gotten here.
Yeah, the tourists seem to like it.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Everglades National Park Visitor Center. How can I help you?
That's all the information I needed.
Enjoy your visit. Hey, please don't touch the display case.
Oh, sorry.
You aren't feeling particularly thirsty at the moment. The display case contains several fossils as well as some teeth. The plaque reads, "The following items have been found in or around this area of the park." On the counter is a white mug. Written on it are the words, "My other cup is blue." There's no need to use. You've done enough damage. You don't need to watch. You don't. That doesn't seem to work. That does. Shooting that with the rifle. Shooting that with the rifle. Shooting. It's a hand dryer for drying your hands. It's a toilet. It's a sink. A large mirror hangs on the wall above the sink.
Hello.
Hey there, young man.
See you around.
Hug a tree for...
That's a nice sign you got there.
Thanks.
Nice.
You open up the brochure and look at the map. The old ranger. You'd rather keep.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Thanks for all your help.
No problem. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask. You don't want to. The two items don't go together. The two items. The two. You open up the brochure and look at the map. You search through the drawers and find a box of diuretic water pills. The two items don't go together. You don't want to give that away. That does. You open up the brochure and look at the map. You don't want to give that away. That does. You don't want to give. That doesn't. That. That doesn't. That does. That doesn't seem to. That doesn't seem. That doesn't seem. That does. The receptionist probably wouldn't appreciate you messing around with his mug. You aren't feeling. You take the opportunity to slip a water pill into the receptionist's drink when he isn't looking. It quickly dissolves. The receptionist takes a big gulp from his mug. For a while, nothing much happens, but then.
Oh man, that water went right through me. Excuse me a second, will ya? Oh, I don't believe this. The toilet is broken. I have to find some place to pee. Thank goodness for that tree over there.
What the? Hey! Just what in the name of Gaia do you think you're doing?
Well, the bathroom isn't working, so I thought I'd just...
Drown this poor tree in your vile waste product? How would you like it if someone decided to relieve themselves on you?
I guess I wouldn't.
Of course you wouldn't. I suppose you think it's okay just because it's a tree.
Well, I mean, it's not like you can feel it.
Oh, is that what you think? I've got some information for you, sonny boy.
The man proceeds to yell at the poor receptionist, who looks as though he fears for his life. This could go on for quite some time. Since the receptionist is currently occupied, you swipe a shark tooth from the display case. The hair is too short and bristly to be woven into a necklace. You'll need to find a way to keep it together. The two items don't go. The receptionist probably wouldn't appreciate you messing around. The plaque won't budge. You can't use that on. That doesn't seem to work. There's no need to do that right now. You quickly take the sign into your possession. You'd rather keep your hands to yourself. You'd really rather not get involved. The two items don't go together. The two items don't go. The hair is too short and bristly to be woven into a necklace. You'll need to find a way to keep it together. That doesn't seem to work. You open up the brochure and look at the map. The tree's bark feels slightly sticky from the dried sap that is collected on it. The sap on the tree is dry. You can't get it to stick to the hair. Feeling no remorse, you viciously stab the tree with the pointed end of the picket sign. If the environmentalist saw what you were using his sign for, he'd kill you. Being careful not to get any on your hands, you soak the hair in the sap. You manage to weave the sticky hair into a necklace and attach it to the shark tooth. The two items don't. You've put your craftiness to use and constructed a nature amulet. You open up the brochure and look at the map. You haven't gotten the amulet blessed yet. The two items. You open up the brochure and look at the map. You don't want to give that. That doesn't seem to. You open up the brochure and look at the map. You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. That doesn't seem to work. The two. You open up the. You can't use that on yourself. That doesn't. That does. That does. The two items don't. Your notepad and pen, saviors of your bad short-term memory. You've put your craftiness to use and constructed a nature amulet. The notepad feels crisp and new, and the pen feels like plastic. The notepad feels crisp and Don't handle it too much. It looks fragile. The two... You can't use that. You open up the brochure and look at the map. The receptionist is being yelled at by the environmentalist. You kind of feel sorry for him. The environmentalist is currently yelling at the receptionist. You don't want to give that away. That doesn't seem to work. You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. You don't want to give that away. You're a parent. You're a parent. You don't want to give... That doesn't... You open up the brochure and look at the map. A small window is set into the side of the building. The two... That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem... There's nothing else of interest in the drawers. You don't think that poster would look You try to change the station, but see that the knob... No need to take it, you've already got one. That doesn't seem... You don't want to... You haven't gotten the amulet blessed yet. That doesn't seem to work.